What up, guys? All right, CJ here with bringing you another NFL Week 2, breaking down the lines and Thursday night football pick by none other than my buddy T. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Thank you
Good,
for
how are you?
good, man. Thank you for joining us again. Well, not even joining us because you're going to be on here every week now, so people should probably just get used to it, especially after you swept the board on what you gave them last week.
That was nice for sure.
But yeah, man, week 1 in the books. What'd you think of it, man?
Well, when you go 3 for 3, you're pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. No, it was good. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised that the Jets got blown the hell out. Even though I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy, as we attended the game together. So overall good. There's some teams that are kind of like, ooh, let's not kind of start as that. Like I think Miami shouldn't have been that close. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, is that credit to Jacksonville, or is that Miami's just I don't know? They haven't taken the next step. What do you think?
That's a good question. That's what we're gonna have to find out.
You also have to remember, man, they had that Tyreek Hill incident before the game, so that's a distraction, and we know how distractions work.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, as promised, we're going to break down the lines for you guys, and if there is some value in there, we'll kind of point it out. Our official picks don't get made till like a little bit later in the week just because of injury reports, who's practicing, who's not practicing, et cetera, et cetera. But T will have, like we said, his pick every Thursday night. So he'll have his Thursday night football pick for you guys tonight, whether it's on the total or the side. Not sure. Sometimes it might be a super confident play, by the way. Sometimes he might just be like, you know what, I'm just going to throw a sprinkle on it because he enjoys NFL. So you want to start with the Thursday night breakdown, and then you want to give your pick on it, or you want to save that one till the end? What do you want to do, man? I'll give you the floor on that one.
I'm going to keep it real with our listeners on here. Whatever, if I was to give you a play on this game, it's not, I don't know, sprinkle whatever, the lowest amount you'd like to bet, because I'm not going to give you a lock.
Yeah. I
have a lock, but it's just not for this game.
Yeah, and locks, just for full disclosure, they don't exist to where they never lose, but locks in his version is like, it's
right now, my version's 100% because I'm for 3. That's fucking
He is. But his pizza money, man, is definitely like steak money. It's not just pizza money, but he likes laying some money on these games. But you know what? Let's just start off. So we're gonna go with we'll start Miami Buffalo. The line open at 1.5, I believe, right?
I think everybody wants to know what CJ really thinks on this game. Why don't you give us the floor? I'll give you the floor, and you let me know what's a good play on this game.
You know what? Truthfully, man, the line opened at 1.5. It's a division game. When I look at it, I don't know if people have heard the rumors that Josh Allen could have, banged up his hand a little bit. I believe it was his thumb. They don't really know how serious the injury is. Nobody really knows how serious these injuries are. Obviously, CMC got ruled out an hour before game time Monday. So I think that the NFL and coaches are doing a damn good job of not letting people know up until game time, just because of all the information that's out there now. Like it gets so easy to pretty much get information. So what's gonna happen is, they're gonna give the information out, and the other team is not gonna wanna pretty much let you know who's playing, who's not playing in the game. But looking at it, enough of the hoopla over there. Looking at it, you're going to go with Dolphins opened up at -1.5. The money line is anywhere from like 130 to 150 on the game. And then you got the over-under, which is sitting at 49 right now. I haven't done my due diligence 100% on that game. There's a reason for it. I guess I should say I did do my due diligence, but I haven't full-on chosen a side in it yet, and there's a reason for it. It's because of the uncertainty with the Josh Allen. Because of the uncertainty with the Josh Allen, to me it leaves a little bit of question mark. If I knew Josh Allen wasn't going to play and I can get that number under a field goal, I would auto-play it. That's just me knowing he's not going to play, getting under a field goal, I'm going to auto-play it. But because I don't know what's going to happen with Josh Allen, it changes the line, right? So, like I said, my lean my lean right now would probably be the Dolphins. But if I know Josh Allen's healthy, what I'd have to do is go back and I would just, pretty much have to redo my capping on it and just see where I stand with the numbers based off what they were. Total over under 49. It's a division game. I don't have exact numbers on that right now, but I can tell you guys one thing. When it comes to division games, these teams know each other because they play each other twice a year, every single year. So in my opinion, if I had to shoot blind at this, I'm going to go to the under, right? But like I said, going back to the whole Josh Allen thing, I can't give you an exact feel on that game just of yet. But blindly, blindly, plus if Josh Allen played, if he didn't play, I would lean towards the under. Doesn't mean that I would play, because I still have to go back and deep dig into stats when the Bills played the Cardinals, because the Cardinals lit them up for some points. So that Bills defense tends to play better as the year goes on. And I think right now it's just one of the baby stages of the beginning of the year, and maybe these guys are a little more winded or whatnot. But yeah, that's
I think we also have to put into play, which a lot of people don't probably realize, is this, since we're speaking on Josh Allen. Josh Allen isn't only a quarterback. Josh Allen is that team. Let's cut the bullshit. He's that team. He's the team. So,
I mean, I would say he's a team, because if you put another quarterback over there, man, let's be real. I just don't see them. I don't see them being a good team at all. I wouldn't even say that they're mid-tier.
They're not even a playoff team.
No, of course they're not a playoff team. But I don't even think they would be viable for a playoff spot. That's how valuable Josh Allen is to that team.
For sure.
So yeah, like I said, we don't know if Josh Allen is 100% healthy. I'm sure he's going to play, because I think if he wasn't going to play, the line wouldn't even be up. That's just my personal opinion.
He's on my fantasy team. He better effing play. Oh.
Nah, he'll play, and he's a warrior, even if his finger's banged up, and it could all be fluff, man. It could all be fluff. They could just be saying that shit.
Don't forget, what's his name's hurt too for Devon. I have trouble with his name.
The running back. A-Chain. Yeah, I have trouble with his name too, dude. He's a stud though, man. Yeah, but okay.
It's a big question mark too.
Let me ask you a question though. Just like Shanahan, right? There's one thing I want to bring up. CMC didn't play the other day, but we knew whoever they're going to plug in back there was going to get their yards. Why? Because of the run scheme. And obviously, it's the similar type of run scheme that McDaniel uses over there with the Dolphins, that he can use with any running back that they plug in. That's my opinion. He learned from Shanahan, so that's just my opinion, But obviously, speed matters, Ask Tyreek Hill. That guy can run the 40, and I don't know, what do you even know his 40 time?
No.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, that's just my initial take and lean on it. Obviously, we're recording this early on Wednesday too, so all this information that's going to come in later today, earlier tomorrow morning, haven't taken that into account or into consideration either. But let's go with you, man. So what would be your pizza money? We'll call your steak money. What would be your steak money pick?
To make sure people understand, the stake money means it's a small bet.
Yeah, it's because you're going to watch the game and you want to have a little money on it and enjoy it, right? Because this isn't one of your slammers you're going to slam pretty much.
No, it's not. What did you give out, if you mind me asking?
Oh, I said I don't have my play yet, but I initially leaned the Dolphins just simply because of the fact that if they're under 3 and there's uncertainty with Josh Allen, I'm going to lean that way and look that way. That was pretty much my take on it.
So you want to throw me under the bus, huh? Make me...
Nah, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I just...
I'm just kidding, brother. I'm just giving you a hard time, my God.
We're going to have a pick for me for every Thursday night pick for the rest of the year, so... Some of them you're going to love. Some of them you're going to be like, fuck, if you're making me pick, well, this is what I'm going to go with, and that's pretty much what it is. I mean, not everybody can be good enough to go 3-0. 3-0 like you, and just look at this next game and be kind of on the fence about it. But I understand why. When you got a perfect record going, it's you don't want to blemish that.
Well, I would love to give everybody my pick of the week.
Yeah. Well, what's your Thursday night pick? because the game's going to be Thursday night, so obviously they want the Thursday night. But then we can get your pick of the week because that's one of the ones that you're going to be obviously hammering yourself. So I definitely want to hear that one. That pick of the week you're going to be hammering. For example, like say T puts like $5K on the pick of the week, he'll put maybe like, I don't know, $300, $500 for fun on a game that he's not as confident on, you know, just for perspective.
Yeah, I should definitely give out my pick because right now it's probably, I think it's at the line you want, or has it already moved up? It hasn't moved up yet, but I do think it's going to move up. So yeah, I'll tell that after. For this game here, man, I don't know.
It's a tough one, dude. It's a division game. That's why, like I said, I just initially looked at.
I was going to say 2 divisional games, teams that see each other quite often, know each other. I mean, come on. I mean, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
This cannot blemish on my record. I want to just clarify that.
It won't blemish your record, man. We just want to get your best opinion on this pick. You're 3-0. These Thursday night picks are just your picks, regardless if you're putting pizza money or whatever. It's more for our audience so they can kind of like know what your thoughts on are. Pretty much. Look at it that way.
I guess I'll take the Bills plus 2.5 if you're going to give me points. I mean, I might as well.
Bills plus 2.5, but it's not like he's like he said, he's going to give you his slammer right now, by the way. So he's definitely going to give you his slammer, which I'm fucking interested in hearing. But he would go Bills 2.5. So I would just, like I said, I'm just looking at Miami, and this is without us knowing if Allen is healthy, not healthy, if this is all bullshit fluff that they're just saying. If it's not, we won't know till game time, you know. But I think that's the right line, man. I think 2.5 is like the right line for that game in Miami. Right, you can't put 3 up there, and you can't really put it at a pick.
I guarantee you take out the stud Josh Allen, that line shoots up to 8-9.
Oh, you're gonna say 8? Nah, I'd say 7. You're gonna cross it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8, more than a touchdown.
All right, that's respect.
Think about it, the line moves up pretty much 5 points because of one single person.
No, and I can see that happening for sure. I can see that, especially with somebody like him. Okay, so I was going to start off with the next game and kind of go down the list, but you want to give your play? How about this? I want to hear your play at the end after we talk about all the lines. Sound good?
Sure.
Because now I'm going to be talking about these lines, trying to get in your head, thinking like, I wonder if this was the one. I wonder if this was the one.
Let's see if you can guess it. Let's entertain the crowd. When we go over these lines, if you go by one that you think I'm picking, let me know.
All right, we'll do. Sounds good. So we're going to go – we have Raiders and Ravens. Ravens laying 9 at the Raiders, over under 41.5. We're just going to go with the spreads here, though, right? So Raiders, Ravens minus 9. I think that line is pretty accurate. I mean, it's kind of high. It's kind of high, truthfully, but I think they built in that the Ravens have 10 days off. And the Raiders – there was a lot of talk about Pierce being pretty aggressive at the beginning of that Charger game. And then he got kind of conservative towards the end, where I didn't watch that game. I was watching the Seahawks game, but he ended up punting like on a 4th and 1 with like 7-8 minutes to go, close to the Charger side of the field, or on the Charger side of the field. I think they're at the 40 or 45 yard line or something like that. So I think that line being minus 9 is, I think it's about right. What do you say?
I mean, if the Raiders put up 10 points against San Diego in San Diego, how much are they going to put up in Baltimore against the Ravens defense?
Yeah, that's what you have to ask yourself, right? And are they going to hold that Ravens offense to, say if they do put up 10 points or whatever, even if they put up 7, you got to think about it. Are they going to hold the Ravens under 24? Just be comfortable, I guess, right? Because we're talking about the back door. But yeah, the line's about right. Unless this is the NFL, things surprise us every week, though, man. So we'll see what happens. I think that line's right. I don't think there's tons of value in that line yet. Maybe if it goes up past the 10. Maybe you can like see why it went past the 10. But let's jump to the next game. As I'm jumping through games, I am thinking about your game, by the way, that you're gonna give. Chargers and Panthers. Chargers minus 6. Dude, we didn't talk about this too much, but the Saints blew out the Panthers. Let me ask you a question on that.
That's just the Panthers being a terrible team.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that the Saints being good? Or they got a little bit better, obviously, because we know what the Saints are. Or is that the Panthers just being horrible and Bryce Young just being horrible?
Right, that's what I think it's mostly.
I think I'm gonna say.
That's what I hope too. So
I'm going to say it's a little bit of the Panthers being horrible and maybe just a smidget of the Saints getting just a tad better. But a tad better for a Saints team is it's
Yeah, how so?
you know what? I just think Derek Carr in that offense another year, if he stays healthy, I think they could get a little more offense going. That's just my opinion. A little more offense. Their defense has always been good, you know. So he got into a new offense last year, and then takes it into it this year. And I just feel like maybe he has it clicking just a little bit better. But it's not gonna. To me, it's nothing that's gonna put him over that hump of like, hey, let's make a serious run at this. That's just my opinion, though. So. Yeah, but no, I mean let's not discount the fact that I do think the Panthers, man, they're bad. They're bad. So that line being -6, Chargers. There's a lot of high chalk lines this week, by the way. I'm sure you noticed that, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So Chargers -6. Shit, man. If I had to close my eyes, I know I look at dogs, but there's times where I'm just I could be Public Joe and just looking at the chalk just because I'm sitting here thinking like how -6 sounds about right. That might even be cheap against this type of team with the Harbaugh-led defense, you know. but we'll see what happens. That game's not too interesting though. Does that game interest you at all? I already know that's not the game you were looking at. By the way,
Absolutely not.
yeah. All right. So now let's go Cowboys Saints, man. Cowboys now. So Cowboys -6.5, Saints +6.5. Both of them coming off of impressive wins, but they're still putting up a touchdown pretty much without the extra point up there. What do you think about that one?
What do I think about that?
Yeah, what do you think about that line, 6.5 in Big D?
I think this is going to show us who the Saints and Cowboys really are because they both came off a win that is kind of suspect to me.
Yep.
So we have to see who shows up.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's they both came off of, I guess if you're just looking at the scoreboard and you don't know too much about teams, impressive wins, right? But when it comes down to it, I think Cowboys -6.5 with the Saints. It's gonna tell you a lot about what these two teams are. Obviously, Dak getting that big contract. I'm sure he wanted to play well. Did he get that big contract Saturday night or Sunday morning?
To be honest with you, man.
Or no, Saturday morning or Sunday morning?
Honestly, you're gonna laugh at me. This is news to me. I didn't know they gave him a contract.
Yeah, they gave him a contract. That's what I'm saying. It was over the weekend, man. It was like days or a day before the game. I don't think it was Sunday morning. I have to double check that, man. But they gave him a contract, and I mean, shit, he didn't go in there and underwhelm. But then again, they played the Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, so there's a lot of.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know, man. You sent me that. This meme that said only the Cleveland Browns can make Deshaun Watson play worse or whatnot, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that game's gonna tell us a lot. I think historically, when a team's 1-0 like this, like, yeah, you want to take the +6.5, but we talk about it all the time. Human element plays a big role in these games, so you have to kind of see what the Saints did well to the Panthers and what the Cowboys really did well in Cleveland. Right now, I would have to favor in terms of like which team is stronger. I would just favor the Cowboys, not just simply because of the line, but they went into Cleveland as opposed to the Saints blew out the Panthers at home. And Cleveland, in my opinion, is a better team than the Panthers, you know?
Yeah, that could be.
Which explains the line. They could be, right? This is all week 1. We couldn't get into week 5 and be laughing at what we're talking about right now.
Right.
So, yeah, that line, it's about right. Let's go to Detroit and Tampa Bay, man. Detroit laying 7 after that big win that they had at home Sunday night. Baker Mayfield, they took care of business at home against a rookie QB in the Washington Commanders. So, what do you think about that -7? You think that line's about right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Let me ask you a question on this. If there's any value in this specific game, right? Obviously, these aren't picks. This is just us talking in general about sports betting.
I think you like the Bucks in this game.
No. I'm asking if there's any value in this game. Like, would you say that it's with the Bucks? Just that's what I was gonna say. Is it with the Bucks just simply because it's a touchdown?
Yes, because it's a touchdown. It's a lot.
And it has nothing to do with the players on the field, by the way. Like when we're talking value, this is just numbers. You know how people talk bet on numbers? That's just numbers right there. They can also go in there and get blown out by a fucking phenomenal Lions team, right?
Right.
So, what'd you think about the Lions, by the way?
Terrible start.
Terrible
I think
start.
they got, what's his name, really, but the ball much. I think that hurt.
Are you talking about
Brown? They didn't seem to look to him very much in that game.
St. Brown? Yeah, they didn't. They were using the Jameson Williams, and I mean they ran the ball a little bit, but you're right. Maybe they just tribute to the Rams. Who knows? The Rams defense.
Maybe.
But yeah, that goes in terms of like just showing you guys value. Like when people talk bet on numbers, they're gonna look at that 7 and they can blind bet it. But at the end of the day, you also always have to analyze human element into that.
But you also got to remember, you made a comment saying, guys, this has nothing to do with the players on the field. We're just making it does. 7's a lot for that team to me. For the players that they have, that's a lot of points. I do think the players on the team plays a factor. No, because I think the Buccaneers are good enough to lose by less than 7, even in Detroit. I really do think if that's what we're saying, right?
Well, yeah, I get where you're coming from with that, but I guess what I mean by when it has nothing to do with the players, it's like, okay, let me go back to that Panthers-Chargers line, right?
Okay.
You can automatically say, okay, the Panthers are at home, let me bet the number the +6, right? But credit, that's just me talking bet on numbers, not teams. But then going back to crediting what you're saying, you look at a +7 with the Bucks. You're actually looking at the players and feeling more comfortable with that number because of the players on the field as opposed to just betting the number. So I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. But that should be an entertaining one, man. Let's go. Okay, Packers and Colts. Colts lane 3 in Green Bay because of the whole Jordan Love news. If not because he's just a fan, but I think T was looking at this line. I could be wrong. Am I right or wrong?
Wrong.
I'm wrong. Okay, I thought you were looking at this line just because maybe with the whole injury news and then road team giving some points to the home team. All right, well, shit, I'm 0 for 1 in my thoughts with that. So now I want to go back and look at if I passed him any up. But did you know? I think Richardson was 9 of 19 last week, right? He had some horrible throws, man. From what I heard, I didn't watch any of that game. None of it. But that's saying something if odds makers are putting the Colts at -3, don't you think?
For sure.
Yeah. So we're both on the same page with that. I mean, Green Bay's defense was I thought they were going to play a lot better, but then again, is that tribute to the Eagles' offense now with Saquon Barkley there? We'll find out, right? Week after week.
For sure.
We'll find out. But do you think that line's about accurate, -3 Colts, or would you say it's a little overvalued?
No, I think it's spot on. I really do.
You think it's spot on? Okay. Is that just because of Malik Willis at quarterback?
Right. I think it's a fair line because they're on the road.
I think in terms of it being a fair line, yeah. But I do feel like there's a lot of unknowns with the whole Malik Willis thing. So this isn't as easy as just saying like, oh, you know what, Packers at home +3. Like, I don't care if it's a backup QB. Like, you can't look at it like that because if it was 2.5, believe it or not, I think of it different because when odds makers do that, they're scared to give it that 3. And when they're scared to give it that 3, that's when I look for where's the value in the game that they're seeing that I want to see.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, so Jaguars and Browns, man. 0-1 against 0-1. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's going to be 0-2 after this game. You think it's going to be the Jags or the Browns, man? What do you think about this line, -3? They're saying it's going to be a close game.
What do you think of that line? What do you think of this game?
Dude, this game is fucking Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know what you're getting from either of these teams, I feel. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But the Jags should have won in Miami. Miami made mistakes. Miami got away with the win when they shouldn't have. Could that have been Peterson with coaching? Who knows? And then you have the Browns who just got absolutely embarrassed by the Cowboys at home. I mean, they're going to come in wanting redemption from last week, right?
Yeah.
Is that Browns defense still intact from last year? Do they still have all the same names?
That's the question we need to know.
Yeah, right. Because dude, they got lit up. And last year they were top 5 defense.
I like Jacksonville -3.
Jacksonville -3. Oh, you're saying that that's your lock.
Right.
That's like what you're hammering pretty much.
People need to hop on that because it's going to go to 3.5 soon.
Well, what makes you think so? That there you go, ding ding ding. You got his initial like steak pizza money pick for Thursday night, but this is his like, okay, Sunday night I'm gonna make my money whatever happens the rest of the week. What makes you like that so much, man? I honestly I wouldn't have thought you were looking at that line specifically, truthfully, but what makes you like it that much?
I think the line should be higher, my guy.
What do you think it should be?
Watson's trash. They lost their running back. Their defense doesn't look the same. I think you picked Jacksonville this year to go to the playoffs, didn't you?
Yeah, I say that, but then again, I've been saying that about Lawrence often. So,
Well, so you got to the playoffs. They got to get this. They got to get this dub, and I think they're going to go in there and get this dub at home. I don't think it's as close as people think it's going to be.
So
Watson kept going to Jacksonville against a defense like that and put up points if he couldn't do it at home against Dallas. I'm sorry.
2 questions. One, well, did you know that he has another lawsuit that I heard on him?
Yeah, that's probably a bunch of more BS.
A bunch of more BS, but that's just all distraction bullshit, right? Second question is, what do you think the line should be then if it shouldn't be 3?
So there should be at least a half there.
Oh, at least a half. So you're not giving them technically 4, but you're saying it should be at least 3.5 to kind of like make you think about
4.
it. 3.5, 4. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna be watching that game now. I'm gonna keep a peeper on it, unless I jump on it myself. But I'm gonna dig into that, man. I'm gonna dig in.
What do you like in this game? You don't have an actual opinion?
Truthfully, if you want my honest opinion, I had because I've looked at all these lines already since Monday. I've already leaned Jags before it was -3, -115, but I wasn't like, just because I lean it doesn't mean I'm on it. I always have to look deep into it and see if the numbers make sense for me. You know, that was. But I really didn't think you would have been looking at that game as hard as you were. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. But all right, there you go.
You see Cleveland going in there and winning this game. Can you see them doing that?
You know what, man? I just think
that's okay. I'm just asking you to think about it. Can the Cleveland Browns just lose at home to? They didn't lose at home. They got destroyed at home.
They got
now
demolished.
They got going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville almost beat Miami, and Jacksonville knows. I think their quarterback and their coach know this might be their last shot.
Oh, this is it. If not, they're going to break up that coach.
Probably, right.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in a new coach in there. But the only reason that I can give Cleveland some sort of a shot in there is because of I do respect Stefanski. I think his
the rest of the NFL, I would think.
What was that?
You and the rest of the NFL respect him, I think.
Yeah, I just think that his play calling's not bad, but I think you brought up a good point. Obviously, they don't have the running back. We don't know if that defense is the same. And that defense is a big deal because they run off play action, right?
And let's be honest, dude, that defense was mostly good at home last year. They didn't do that well on road games.
You're right. They did get demolished in Houston the last game, or the playoff game, right? Houston put up 30-something, 40?
Before then, they weren't doing well on the road.
No, you're right. So now you're getting that's another great point that you're pointing out. Their numbers at home compared to on the road. It's kind of like when in baseball, when a pitcher pitches at home, he pitches way better than on the road. His splits are just different.
Yeah, I look at it 2 ways. I don't trust their defense on the road, and I don't think Watson can go up in Jacksonville against a defense like that and all of a sudden just play like
lights out.
Like the 1 or 2 years he had. That's it.
And what did he really do those years, though? Let's be real. What did he really do?
Didn't really do much. At times looked good, but other than that, just 1 to 2 year resume is not enough to be out for 2 years. Come back paying $250-something million effing dollars. I'd take Brock Purdy right now over him. Brock's worth $800,000.
Yeah, we were talking about that, man. I was sitting here saying, like, damn, you really think somebody's gonna throw $50 million at him? At Brock Purdy, by the way. That's what
my team will.
Somebody will. Somebody will see. It ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be.
Team, obviously.
It ain't gonna be Jerry because he just paid Dak. So.
How much did he pay Dak?
Oh, dude, I gotta look that up. Give me a sec.
I can look it up. It's all good.
You know what? Look that up. Real quick. I just don't want to. I have my little setup going on here, so I was about to jump out of it. But if you could look it up real quick, yeah, that'll be great.
I'm on the head. He really got. You sure they signed him?
Yeah, they gave him a contract. How much was it?
Let's look it up. I'm typing in.
man. So there you go. By the way, while he's looking this up, he's laying the wood on the Jacksonville Jaguars this Sunday.
It's a 60. Prescott became the NFL's first 60 million per year man over 4 seasons. So 60.
60. How much is that how much of that is guaranteed? Does it say?
231 and guaranteed.
Shit, that's not bad, man.
No, it's
He
not bad.
can get hurt tomorrow.
I actually do think Dak is worth the money because you know why? Look, you can look at it in different ways, okay? You can look at this in different ways. You can look at he's going to sell. He's going to make you money. He's going to put people on the shelves. He's going to take you to the playoffs.
He's going to give them hope every year.
Give you hope every year. Give the fans hope every year and bring in revenue. So as investment-wise, if we're just looking off that, it's good. If you're Jerry Jones and you're strictly just trying to win a ship and not make money, which I highly doubt.
I was just going to say, I don't think that's Jerry, bro.
Doubt he wants to do that. So I have no problem with this contract. I'm sure a lot of people are. In a business sense, I don't mind it.
No, I mean, Jerry's just thinking about his money, right? He's sitting there thinking like, yeah, I want to win Super Bowls again, but I need to sell these seats and I need to make sure these seats are full.
And you know what? Dak's a lovable. You can't hate Dak. Right?
Nah, you can't. I think him as a person, he's a good person for sure.
He's a good person. He's a good person. He's a good kid. He's not a kid anymore, but he's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, as we're talking, just so you know, that Lions line just crossed 7.5 now, -7.5 against Tampa. That's fucking wild, bro. Yeah.
And that's no respect to Baker.
No respect at all, man. No respect. Man, keep your eye on that one, huh?
No respect, bro.
No respect at all. Agreed. All right, so let's get to, so that's T's Ala Kalaba Wabba Zabba. He's slamming the house. Jacksonville Jaguars -3. He truly believes it's gonna lose. He said he's going 4 for 4, man. Woo-wee. It's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. Okay. Niners, Minnesota Vikings, Niners -6. No McCaffrey. It's already been said that he's not going to play. Niners have 1 day less of rest, but they're still instilling that line at 6. What say you about that, man? Right line, wrong line? Minnesota just went in to give Danny Jones an ass kicking.
I think the line's about right, but I would favor on this line the Vikings with the points.
You would? Okay, so I think the line's about right too, by the way. I don't think there's a shit ton of value there, but I would favor, there's a reason for it. I would favor the Niners with the points here. And I'll say the reason.
Bet a steak dinner on that?
Nah, I'm not gonna bet on that because I feel like that line is just about right. I mean, for shits and giggles, I'll do it. Sure, why not?
Let's do it for shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles, steak dinner. Niners -6, lock it in. So number can't change. Steak dinner, we're on.
Wow.
We're on. But I'll give my reasoning for just my initial thought on the lean on there is the Vikings actually beat the Niners last year with Kirk Cousins on a Monday night in Minnesota. And I believe the Niners are going to come into this game prepared for that again. They're going to go into Minnesota again. That's a year that they just went there last year. They know they lost that game last year. I do think the coaching's going to adjust to it. And I actually think, I just told you this the other day, with changing up our defensive coordinator for the 49ers, I feel like our physicality got back to what it should have been. I felt like I was there watching it. You were there watching it. But I felt like it was there. And I don't think that same physicality was there last year. And so I'm glad they got rid of the D coordinator last year and brought in a new one this year. And I just feel like, to me, this is a revenge spot. That's the only way I see it. Truthfully, it's a revenge spot. Same team. I don't think Mason's going to have an amazing game like that again. But then he could. Who knows? Fuck it. They might run Debo.
I mean, there's reasons why I like Minnesota. So
yeah,
I can see where you're coming from. It just depends on what side you're on.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said, I don't think there's a shit ton of value. There is no real value in that line at the 6.
I think there's some value in Minnesota. I think.
Yeah, what do you say? Oh, wait, can I give one more nugget before you continue? Sam Darnold was a Niner last year, so I'm pretty damn sure Shanahan knows his weaknesses too.
Sure.
So, all right, what's your take?
It's just honestly, I'm just going off of two things. I'm going off of the six days of rest, and I'm going off of the time change early morning game. San Francisco will probably start off slow, and I think it's just a little too much points for them to eventually get back. And it's just 6 days. time change. I'll take my odds against those two situations.
All right, so it's a situational number type play.
Right.
That's what you're looking at. Because at the end of the day, we both know the Niners are the better team, obviously. But
not the best team still.
Yeah, yeah. So we go there, and you make a good point. Obviously, the early start time, and then you get the 1 day less. A lot of people need to take that in consideration, especially when they're looking at games too. That 1 day is a big deal.
Especially the line 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude, that's a lot of points. Because you said if they start off slow, but if they start off fast, it could be a rat race from the beginning, and they could just take off. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's where the bet is, right? The bet is how it's going to start off.
What?
The real bet, and the real bet in that game is what you're betting on how the first half is going to go.
Pretty much. Right.
However the first half goes, you'll kind of get an idea of how the game's going to play out, in my opinion.
Right.
So, yeah. But, good take on that. And that was my take on a revenge type spot for
Don't forget, people can also tell me, well, you know what, they beat the Jets pretty handily, so a lot of them weren't used as much towards the end. They didn't play a full 4 quarters. I understand that.
I mean, I don't fucking know, man. I had that under, and I felt like they didn't give a shit. They were trying to give it to the Jets, bro. I was sitting there like, run the ball.
It's so funny though. This what makes Aaron Rodgers such a big public figure. If it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers, the whole conversation, the whole narrative would be about Salah going back to San Francisco and trying to beat his team. That was never talked about one time.
No, it wasn't. Hey, did you know that he declined multiple penalties, man, to push them back? I don't know why he did it, but he did. He'd rather take the down over the 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Mm-mm. I don't either, but he thought he knew something else, but he didn't know shit, man. They got schooled. I really thought it was going to be a better game. They got schooled.
But his defense looked terrible.
Oh, it looked bad. Real bad. Okay, so next game we're going to hop on to Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots. Patriots coming off of that whooping, man. Yo, that line is -3.5.
That's a tough game.
It's a tough game, right? Yeah. Initial instinct was like, Seattle. But then, obviously, I had Seattle -6 last week. They pushed. I also know Seattle's offensive line looked like shit. They looked like shit last week. I just think it was Bo Nix going into Seattle that they couldn't manufacture too many drives, and Seattle eventually wore them down. But you're going to go into New England with the new coaching staff. Jacoby Brissett's no slouch. He's fucking, He's a backup QB, man, for a reason in the NFL, and they showed it last week. And then you have the running back. Stevenson's a fucking dude. The guy's a rock running the ball, bro.
He's a stud.
Yeah. So it's not an easy game. I know as of right now, I know that there's sharp money on Seattle. I think the line was 3, got pushed to 3.5. That doesn't mean shit, though. Like, I want people to know, like, just because people say there's different types of sharps out there, right? The ones that are going to look for value, the ones that are going to look for human element, the ones that are going to put both together. There's sometimes me and T are on opposite sides, and like our percentages are pretty fucking good, but we're on opposite sides sometimes. So just because there's sharp money on a team doesn't mean shit. Yeah, it really doesn't mean too much. I mean, we just bet steak dinner on a for fun, like -6 Niners and Vikings, right? So shit like that. But, yeah, that's tough, man, because that defense is good. The Pats' D is good. The Pats' run game is solid. Seattle's D I do think is good. McDonald, the new coach over there, he used to be the D coordinator for the Ravens. I think he's going to have that D ready. Shit, man. The more we're talking about it, I'm going under 38.
I like that.
Right? You start looking at these things. I know we don't talk about over-unders all the time, but shit, there's one right there. If you guys want a little nugget right there, I think under 38, especially considering the fact that the odds makers moved it under 40, that just tells you, like, they don't have confidence in them scoring a lot of points.
Actually, that's actually a good play, 38, under 38, I would say.
Yeah, it's going to be defensive slugfest. You have no O-line in Seattle. I mean, the what can really fuck you in an over-under, if you're going to go under on the 38, is turnovers and pick sixes.
Right.
As long as you avoid those, I think you're pretty fucking safe.
Should be golden.
Yeah. But yeah, tough game. I think the line, I don't even know if the line is right, bro. That's it's one of these, it's like, okay, why is the line 3.5? It's like, I get it, but I don't get it,
Right.
So, I don't know, man. Any, you have any insight on that? Any lean on that, anything?
That's tough, man. That's honestly one of the tougher games I saw on the board.
100%.
I mean, they're laying out that 3.5, which lets me know that They really don't respect the Patriots.
No.
On the road, to give 3.5. I get if you give them 3. But you're going to go off and give them 3.5?
Well, it was 3. It got pushed to 3.5 by wise
they
guys,
open
sharp
up at
betters.
3.
Yeah, but sharp betters moved it past the 3.
I don't remember us moving it.
I didn't touch it. Yeah, I didn't touch it. Best believe I'm going to be in Vegas this week, and I'll actually show you guys a picture of a ticket. There's multiple times where I put one ticket and then I'll put another mini ticket in just to show you that they either move the juice or the line sometimes when I put money on a game. And you don't have to put $100K on a game to move the line, guys. They'll respect $1,000 from somebody that just has a sharp mind over $100K from a Woody. Sure. They'll gladly take that Woody's $100K and not move the line. But if it's somebody sharp, yeah, it could be $500. It's the opinion that moves the line. It's not the money. That's what I want people to understand too. But yeah, man, that's fuck. That's intriguing. But damn, I saw that under 38 right now. I think that's for sure at least pizza money for me right now. It's gonna be pizza money for sure at least right now. We'll see. I'm gonna dig deeper into that though.
I agree.
But let's get to this next game, man. This one's interesting. Jets Titans. Jets minus 3.5 in Tennessee. After that Monday night showing, what do you think, man?
Take the Titans at 3 plus 3.5.
You would, even after you saw what happened last week when they just fucking completely let the Bears not score an offensive touchdown and still win the game in the first half?
Fortunately, I didn't catch that game. I was in San Jose. I didn't get a chance to catch it. Can you break it down to us viewers what happened exactly?
I was just going to say, yeah, I didn't watch it either. But from what I heard is the Bears didn't score one offensive touchdown in the first half. And a lot of those scores came off of turnovers from Will Levis or fumbles. So they were actually up by, I believe it was 17 points or so in that game.
I actually remember going through the ESPN scoreboard like we always do, and I saw they were up.
Yeah, they were up by like 2 scores, man. And then the Bears just came back. So the coach actually, there's a quote on the coach actually saying, like, if we just punted the whole game, we would have won that game.
Right. That's terrible.
That's terrible, man. So like this is a chance for the Jets D to really shine on what seems to be like an offense that shoots themselves in the foot.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Right? But yeah, you're going numbers wise, yeah, you're gonna look at the 3.5 and say like, okay, that shit makes sense. I would actually myself just initially lean or favor the Jets in this just because they got embarrassed, and I think they have a lot of pride on that defense. But is that defense really that good? We're going to find out this Sunday because there's a lot of fucking talk about the D being good. That's everybody talking, right? Like, you need to show on the field. Let's see what they're really doing. Like, even the...
I also think Sauce coming out of that game for 8 plays, I don't know if you remember, as soon as he got out, Brock started kind of getting into a flow. He hit some open guys. Yeah. And once he came out, the kind of game had already kind of opened up for Brock and felt comfortable. Because when he was in there the first couple times, I don't think he completed much. And then once he got pulled out.
And he wasn't on the same page either with some of the receivers. They were like running routes one way, he was throwing the ball the other way.
Right. And the minute he got pulled out for like 8-9 drives, that was the game.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's an interesting fucking game, man. Because if the Jets lose that game, man, there's going to be some shit talking. Not even shit talking. There's going to be some big fucking question marks in New York.
Let's remind everybody what I said. Jets under 10.
Oh, you did. You slammed the house on that.
Titans a good bet.
Yeah, I mean, that's historically the plus 3.5 right there is going to bring you back positive ROI. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
But again, 3.5 is a high line. Are they trying to tell us to take the Titans?
Exactly. Well, there's already.
You can honestly look at it 2 different ways, right?
Yeah, there on that game. There's already sharp money that pushed that line up too. By the way.
Right.
So sharp money already hit the Jets. I don't know whose sharp money hit the Jets, but by the way, just for the listeners out there, when sharp money, especially in NFL, man, it hits the market early, right? Sometimes these guys just play off of the numbers, and then later in the week, as practice reports come out and everything comes out, the line shifts back, because somebody else with respected money puts money down on a game. So now that line settles in at a certain number. And that's why the NFL is so fucking hard to beat compared to other sports.
I'm close.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I just want you guys to know that just because sharp money hits it early doesn't mean other sharp money or other syndicates can't hit it later. So, all right, Giants and Commanders. Commanders lane 1 at home. Let me first say something about this fucking game, all right? I don't know who the fuck even wants to bet this game. If you're sitting here,
you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna tell everybody, if you guys want to watch two shitty fucking teams, you guys glued on that game. You'll enjoy a close shit fucking teams. But you know what? That game could be an amazing game to watch just because they're both fucking shit.
Yeah, it could. They could be scoring. They could be pick sixes. There could be everything. But yeah, man.
Everything.
I mean, I guess if you really want to fucking cook it up in one of your parlays or some shit, but dude, I can't. Like, I don't even think and I'll tell my personal service VIP. I'm not even. I mean, I fucking look at that game and I can't even begin to cap it.
If you really, really, really want to gamble and feel like a real gambler, bet on that game because you're fucking gambling.
Yeah. For real, man. If you really want to fucking gamble, that's the fucking game, man.
Lord have mercy on this matchup, bro.
So we're gonna skip that, man. I can't. The total's 44, man. I can't even give you shit on that. I don't even know.
Same. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we're gonna go Rams and Rams Cards, dude. They're both 0-1. Cardinals are coming in at -1. Man, for all the hype with the Rams before the season started, McVay, they could have won that game in Detroit. They can't afford to go down 0-2, but obviously,
Nakua got hurt first quarter.
He did. Yeah, Cooper Kupp put it down though.
He did, but imagine if you had Nuka still.
Yeah. So, I think the Rams against the spread against Arizona have fucking killed them in Arizona. Every year, I don't even know. I got to look up numbers on that, but I feel like every time I see the Rams spread in Arizona, like they're just like it's a fucking free bet. But this year, obviously, it's a little different because Arizona now. I don't know. I mean, I think they added some pieces on offense. Obviously, they have Harrison Jr., but he's a rookie. Their defense, I don't know if it's gotten any better. Fucking Josh Allen lit them up for 34, but. -1, dude. This is a division game. I think the line, I think is what it should be because it's a division game. But I lean Rams, very light lean just to look at it. But that's a hard game. And you go back to the Commanders Giants. I know that's -1, but that's just a shit game. Like I don't even want to put my money on it. This one. At least it intrigues me to look deeper into it to see where the real value is at. If I can find anything anywhere, find an edge anywhere. Who do you lean just in general by looking at that line? That's a tough one.
Probably the Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah, you're gonna go with the Cardinals. I'm gonna lean Rams just because of the history behind how well they do in Arizona against Kyler Murray specifically. Then again, that's with Aaron Donald on the line against Kyler Murray.
Aaron Donald's long gone.
Exactly. So now the data and the stats might change. But all right, next game we're gonna pass that game up because this is a sexy game of the week right here. Chiefs Bengals, or is it sexy or is it not because of Bengals?
Have you passed on the Steelers Broncos game?
That one's coming up next.
Okay, sorry.
That one's coming up next. Yeah. But Chiefs Bengals, Chiefs laying 4.5. You know that line was 5.5 a couple of days ago when I first looked at lines. So obviously.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the line opened I think at 4, went to 5.5, and now came back to 4.5. I don't know if the Bengals are in form yet. I don't know. They fucking do it every year, and obviously Chase didn't really get too much time in the OTAs. It showed against the Patriots. Burrow, he's coming off of that injury, so I don't know if it's a week one. Are they going to go 0-2? I mean, fuck, to win in Arrowhead's tough. If anybody can do it, it's them though, right?
They've done it.
They've done it, exactly. But 4.5, what do you think about that line? You think it should be higher, lower?
You know what?
It's tough.
I personally think it should be a little lower, but it's also a game I wouldn't touch either. So I don't know. I would think the line could be 3.5, 4, 5, or 6.
If you know you're getting the Bengals, if you know you're getting the Bengals, right? You don't know.
You don't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or
I also feel like anytime somebody plays the Chiefs, especially the Bengals, their excitement and their focus on the game is at its highest points
It's
ever
top tier
throughout the season. Right?
Yeah, it's top tier for sure. I agree with that.
Sure.
Everybody's gonna be lasered in, focused to play the Chiefs at the end of the day. Whenever they play them, whether it's at home, on the road, it doesn't matter. They're fucking. They know who they're playing. They know what the goal is.
Right.
So yeah, I do agree with that. That's a tough line, but shit, I wouldn't even discount the Chiefs running amok on them. But at the same time, I wouldn't discount the Bengals winning outright.
Right.
Put it like that. It's a tough one to handicap there. 47.5 is the over/under. I think this team's seen each other pretty often. I do feel like that's kind of high for that type of the teams to see each other. But fuck, man, the Chiefs can score. The Bengals can get hot and score. I think overall, the total, the line on the game, everything's about right.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, I mean, it goes down to 3. It goes up to 6. It's different. We're looking at different sides. But 4.5, anywhere 4.5, you get 5.5. You get fucking even 3.5. I think they're all pretty irrelevant numbers.
For sure.
So now we're gonna go to that game you were talking about, those Steelers and Broncos. Steelers laying the 2.5, man. In Denver.
It's gonna be a good game to watch.
I think so too. Dude, I gotta say though, Bo Nix looked fucking bad last week. I had the Seahawks. He really did look bad, but then again, they're throwing him into Seattle. Game 1 into Seattle, one of the fucking even when Seattle's shit, they're still fucking hard to play in Seattle, you know? So yeah, that should be a good game to watch. I think it'll be pretty fucking defensive. Well, there you go. Have you looked at the total yet in that game?
Can I guess it?
Guess it, yeah. I just looked at it right now.
34?
Nah. 36.5.
Okay.
It's close. 34.
No, what do you believe right now? I was going to say 36, but then I was like, that seems too obvious. Let's go down 2 points. I really thought 36 all my life.
That's a fucking... And when I say ugly game in this one, I don't mean ugly like Commanders and Giants. Like, don't bet it. This is just an ugly, like, it's going to be a fucking physical game.
Yeah,
That's what I mean by this. You have any leans on this one?
I'd more than likely take the Broncos at home.
I kind of lean with you there, too. If I had to make the pick, the only thing that would scare the shit out of me is Bo Nix throwing pick sixes and J.J. Watt up his ass all day.
Yeah, the problem is that the Steelers can win off just defense. They've done it throughout the last couple of years. They just went off defense.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember last year that they scored the lowest amount of points? I think we're still 500. It's a scary defense.
No, it is. It is a scary defense. They can win in They can win in ugly games. They can win in these types of games, you know? Like, and we know that this is going to be a Steeler-type fucking grimy game.
This is the way I look at the Steelers, man. The Steelers usually win because they can dominate the line of scrimmage. If they can dominate the line of scrimmage on you, no matter who your quarterback is, no matter what weapons you have, that team's going to be in it.
Yeah, well, that's what they did to the Falcons last week with Kirk Cousins there.
Right.
They dominated the line. They didn't give them time to throw.
That's how they've always won, is by dominating the line of scrimmage.
And even because I had the Falcons that game, even when the Falcons had the ball, I could just tell like it was just such a fucking struggle for them to move it. Like even when they'd get a first down.
I never understood the hype behind the Falcons this year. Like people were talking so highly about them. I never understood the hype. What's the hype?
I think with the hype, when you talk about the hype, I think the hype is they feel like they can win in that division. But obviously the Bucs are the lead runner in that division right now.
Why? Because they got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is an amazing, mediocre quarterback. Mediocre quarterback. So what? Because people thought because they got Cousins, they're gonna fucking dominate the league. Get the fuck out.
No. They changed. They did a couple things. They changed their coach. Obviously, Bijan Robinson. I think there's a lot of hype on Bijan Robinson. Personally, what do you think about Bijan Robinson?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't. His first season, I don't feel like he was CMC. Or what's his name from LSU when he was drafted. They both had good first seasons.
From LSU? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, the running back from LSU, same class as CMC. Plays for Tampa Bay. Used to play for
Leonard Fournette?
Leonard Fournette and CMC had great rookie seasons. Better than Bijan's rookie season to me. So we'll see what Bijan's about.
Yeah, we'll see what he's about. One thing that I do notice about that they use him like CMC. They use him in the rolling out. They use him running. So He is a little bit of a weapon like that, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if watching him last week, I was like, shit, man, I don't know. What if he just doesn't pan out to be what everybody thinks he's going to be, you know? But anyway, I know we're digressing a bit. Yeah, I guess you lean the Broncos with the points, but that shit ain't going to be easy. I think that line opened at 3. So it's dipped down to 2.5. But I can see that. I can see 1 or 2 points playing such a big factor in that game. Like if you have +1, +2. That's the kind of game that these numbers will land on. A Steeler-type, grimy, fucking physical game.
For sure.
So now we're going to go to a Sunday night. Ooh-wee. It's going to be a fun one to watch quarterback-wise, but we'll see what happens. You know what Sunday night game is?
Yeah, I do know who the Sunday night game is. What do you think about it?
I didn't know that they played Sunday night till yesterday, but it's Texans Bears. Texans -6. Dude, I don't know if this is. I mean, fucking Caleb Williams had a really, really bad game. What do he have? 90-something yards or something like that?
It was terrible.
It was terrible. I think DeMeco Ryans and that defense is fucking good. At home, I don't know. It's I think the line is about right. I guess you could push it to 7 because it's a rookie QB, right? But the Texans did go into Indianapolis and win. But then again, Richardson didn't have a great game that game. So, I don't know what to make. If I do think the Texans are going to be pretty good. Because winning on the road against anybody, I don't think is easy. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, winning on the road against anybody. But at -6, I think this line's just about where it should be, man. Because you don't know if the Bears are going to come in with a different game plan. They have pieces there. It's just it's Caleb Williams getting used to the system, NFL.
Right.
But then again, like, you can say that, right? You can say, okay, he looked like shit and people can dog on him, right? Rightfully so, I guess, because look at Mahomes, the first game he played. If they're gonna compare him to Mahomes, like Mahomes came in and threw 4 TD passes his first game.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous comparison.
No, okay, but that they're comparing him to Mahomes, like the way he moves in the pocket, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it's fucking fair. Let's be real. I don't think it's fair. But even Jordan Love, like, he put up more than 92 yards his first game, right? So, like, that's a real bad first game, man, for all the hype. That's real fucking bad.
Agreed.
You think he's going to be a bust?
Man.
It's too early to tell, but if you had a guess right now.
It's fucked up, man. I don't think he's going to be a bust. Look, I'll tell you why I think he could be a bust, okay? And I'll explain to you why. I feel like I have yet to see, outside of CJ, which doesn't happen often, before CJ, it was Andrew Luck. I've never seen a quarterback rookie get placed in the first week of football and then have a good career. It's usually when they are able to sit, watch, learn, then they can develop.
A la Rodgers, a la Mahomes, a la Jordan Love, even though he got hurt. I mean,
Jordan Love, right?
He started doing well at the end of last season. So, yeah, I agree with you.
I can't remember the last quarterback outside of CJ. But was there a quarterback that came out with CJ and Andrew Luck in the beginning of, in the middle between those years? Did we have a quarterback that came out first season and just put on a splash?
Purdy.
True, but he was a backup.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really say Purdy because he didn't have those expectations. It just kind of like.
Plus, he was still a backup.
Yeah, he was. He
didn't play right away.
Yeah. No, I don't remember the last quarterback that they had. Andrew Luck and C.J. Stroud. There had to be other quarterbacks in between there that just came out and played their first. Jamarcus Russell.
What?
Jamarcus Russell? No, he was before Luck.
What do you mean he sucked? He never did.
I know. No, I thought you were just asking me any quarterback in there that had those expectations. My bad.
No, any quarterback that's been thrown in the fire week 1 that's actually been a good quarterback. Tell me.
Burrow.
Who?
Burrow.
Sure, 1.
That's it.
He was also, a 5th-year senior?
Yeah. That's it, though. I can't really think of too many.
That's because he's had a lot of reps in college. He's seen a lot.
Yeah. I mean, even I guess you could say Lawrence, though, too, but Lawrence still, like, took him a year to, like, really fucking get in the system.
I mean, right now, he's not – I mean, right now, he's, like, he can't even be in the top top 15 conversation to me right now.
Yeah, true.
That's just my opinion.
Well, that's there you go. Texans, Bears -6. I think that's a tough fucking line. That's what I think, because the Bears can come in with a different scheme.
Plus, the Bears have a good defense. This is a big test for CJ.
Exactly. They have a good defense, and they have pieces there. So let's see what happens week 2 with that one. So in that one, 45.5 over under -6. I mean, to me, like that's one of those ones where you look at the number and you're like +6. That's betting the number, right? Checking it out. But I don't know if it's gonna be that easy, man. Because like I said, if you get a bad Caleb Williams and you have a motivated CJ Stroud with the fucking badass defense over there, they could get blown out. Or the Bears can surprise you. That's a whole fucking thing about betting on the game, right? Oh. Last game, man. We're gonna go with the Falcons and Eagles. Eagles -6.5 at home.
You know what I realized about the Eagles this year, bro, is that Vegas, at least the line makers, are giving them a lot more love than I think the public is, and I'm curious to know why that is, because their over under was what, 10, 11?
Yeah, it was. We talked about it. I think it was 11.
Yeah, which is high. They had them favored against Green Bay at the end in a field that was
neutral.
They had them, and they came through. They won, which is great. And now they have this line at 6.5.
That's fucking high.
And they have the Falcons over under what, 10 games?
No, I think the Falcons were 9.5, weren't they?
Okay, so 10. They have to win 10 to win the bet, right?
Yeah.
And they have this line at -6.5.
I mean, they're pretty much saying that they respect the Eagles here.
Right. But they obviously aren't respecting the Falcons. If you have them winning 9.5 games, like, fuck, they just 6.5?
That's a lot, yeah. That is a lot of points. I'm actually surprised. But I think the line opened at like 4.5, 5. So I think it's moved up. And I don't know if that's just sharp money or just because the Falcons look so bad week 1. But then again, you got to tribute the Steelers' defense too, man. I don't know.
For sure.
So it's
let's all remember, to everybody out there, it's only been week 1.
It's one fucking game. Exactly.
One fucking game. Let's relax on all the shit talking to who's struggling, who's not. I'm not saying they're wrong, but let's just see a little bit more first before we start name calling.
And let's relax on the Saquon Barkley offensive player of the year.
Oh Lord, please, yes. Oh Lord.
Talk to me in week 10 if he's still playing.
I saw memes about him scoring 3 touchdowns, Giants scoring none. Like,
talk to me in week 10, see if he's still in the lineup. Because that guy gets injured. He's injury prone, man. We'll see. But I think that line, truthfully though, I think the line truthfully should be like 5.5 in that game.
But you were respecting the Falcons at the beginning of the year.
Nah, this is just, I've watched them play a game, right? So I saw that they were gelling.
It's only been week 1, Papa.
No, but I'll still say 5.5. So 6.5, I still say they should drop it a little bit. And that's just because I do think the Falcons will come in motivated to try to win this week, because they're gonna go to 0-2 with all those expectations. But then again, the Eagles have been there, man. This is
if they go 0-2 and Tampa Bay goes 2-0, they're in trouble.
Oh, big time trouble.
Two games in the NFL is a lot.
It is. They did add that extra game, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot. Yeah, you can't afford to fall down 2-0 like that.
It's just in basketball or baseball.
0-2. Yeah. But I'm fucking interested to see what's gonna happen next Monday night in that game, because that line it did climb up, and I'm just sitting here thinking, is it justified? You know. And then also we'll find out by seeing what Green Bay does against Indianapolis, even if they don't have Jordan Love.
Well, you know what's wild is I wish I paid more attention to have the Falcons at 9.5. They've already lost to Pitt. Their next 3 games is Philly, KC, New Orleans, then Tampa Bay.
Fuck.
That's not an easy road.
No way. Are they playing in New Orleans or at home?
They're at home on that game.
They play them twice anyway. It doesn't matter. They got to play New Orleans in New Orleans eventually.
They have them that high, brother. And their first, you guys, people, dude, how do we not look into this? Not only that, their first 5 games, 4 of them are at home. So if they don't win those games, like against Kansas City, and you've got 4 or 5 at home, and let's say you go to 1-4, 2 and whatever,
they're done.
They're done.
If you go to 1-4, man, they're done.
It does get easier.
Well, they do have a weak conference though, man. That's one thing that plays into their.
I mean, I've looked through their last 4 games. If they're in the hunt, they got Vegas, they got Giants, they got Washington, they got Carolina. They can win those games.
That's what I'm saying. Like their division is not like a juggernaut division. You know, that's why I think.
How many games Tampa Bay wins? If Tampa Bay can stay in there, then they you know.
So you're not respecting New Orleans. You're like New Orleans was just is this a one and done fluke?
If you have a quarterback named Derek Carr, I'm sorry, I do not.
You respect Baker more than Derek Carr?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Baker's trying his best. I can say that.
I've been on his nuts for how long, trying to tell people he's not as bad as you guys think he is.
He's just small, man. That's one of his issues when it comes to the line and looking over it. But he's not horrible, no.
Hey man, I'm 5'9". Got to show love to my short people. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's. So T's slam dunk slobber knocker of the week. He's laying it on the Jaguars. So all you listeners out there, he's laying it on the Jaguars.
Guys, if you guys want the real sharps play, make sure to check out his.
Oh, you're talking about my plays. Well, you could definitely check out my my IG, and you could check out the CJ Wins app, and then you can get. You know, kind of the sharps play because I know T's 3-0. I'm not undefeated. I took it out.
What's your IG tag so the viewers will know?
It's at CJ Wins. CJWINNS. And on Telegram, CJ Wins Sports. You get free picks on there. Get free insight on there. Try to put as much as possible out there for you guys.
And the viewers are listening. Sometimes I give him a play as well, and he'll put it in there.
Yeah, I do. I do put it in there. And obviously, if you listen to the pod, you're going to get his plays every single week. You're going to get his Thursday night play every single week, even if it's pizza money for him. But you're going to get it. This week it was super pizza money on the Bills, but there's a lot of uncertainties with that game.
Super pizza money, like a slice of pizza.
Like a slice, not even a whole pizza, just a slice.
Buy a slice.
But hey, man, as always, it was good talking to you. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of the pod this week, and if you guys take the Jaguars with them, good luck. And if you guys put a little slice of pizza on the Bills, cool. If not, I'll see who I end up going with tomorrow. Maybe I'll go against them. We do have that stake on the Niners-Vikings, right? -6. It's on tape now, so.
Can't go back.
Can't go back. But all right, guys, we'll pick it back up next week, man. Hopefully you guys have a profitable weekend, a good weekend, and thanks for coming on like always, T.
Thank you, guys. To all the viewers, stay healthy, be safe out there. Enjoy week 2.
Enjoy it. Let's go.